Hello and welcome to episode 46 of the Late Night Gaming Show. We are edging ever closer to episode 50. Are we going to do something special for episode 50? We don't know because we've not even talked about it. And every time I come to do the show, I remember it's almost episode 50. And we should probably do something special.
We should.
There you go.
We should.
That's enough time wasted. Jodie, you alright?
I'm good, thank you. Are you okay?
I'm very tired, and all will be revealed why I'm very tired in just a few short seconds as we discuss what we've been playing this week.
What you been playing this week?
Welcome back. It is time for what have we been playing this week? Not the week before. What's been going on this week? Jodie, tell us. What have you been up to this week?
So,
Why is that funny?
I don't know. I think I'm in a bit of giddy mood. That's what's wrong with me today. But we've been playing a bit of Battlefield. We've not got any stories this week.
Battlefield?
Not Battlefield. You know what I mean? PUBG.
I was going to say.
Every week, I just keep thinking Battlefield. I don't know why.
You've played Battlefield? What happened?
No, I'm not playing Battlefield at the moment. We played Sims. One of my Sims died. That was really sad. We lost.
Lost a life.
Big time. And then I played a bit of Zelda in the week. Yes. Bit of Breath of the Wild.
Well done.
I mean, I didn't go anywhere. I think I just ran around on a horse for a bit.
That's all you need to do.
That's all
you have to do. That's why it's the best game ever made.
But that's really it. That's really it for me. Yeah.
It's been quite a quiet week.
Yeah.
So you've been basically mourning the loss of a sim, and that's
it was really sad.
What happened, Jodie? Talk us through.
So
what happened?
I got the extension pack where they go on holiday. Like you can go on holiday vacation.
Don't tell me this was the Death on Holiday.
Yep.
What? So you paid money to expand the game, and the expansion killed your person.
So we went into the jungle because I've been in the woods one. So we went to the jungle this time, and I left him out there too long.
You left him out in the woods too long?
No, in the jungle too long, and the dad set on fire.
Wait. Wait. I don't understand the link between being left in the forest for too long means the dad gets set on fire. How did that happen?
So, they were... It was an entire family event, so all the family were there. So, now, they literally went up this hill, like, went into all this, like, old stuff, like, the ruins of places, like jungle temples, right?
What kind of a holiday is this?
So... Don't ask me. The world of Sims is crazy. So then they stood on the edge of this thing and you can see like everything, like what they've made to make it look good. And it looks really nice actually. But the heat got to him.
The heat got to him.
Yeah, and he basically set on fire from the heat.
Spontaneous combustion in the forest, who would have thought?
And then he had to deal with the deaf guy. That then it started freaking out because he didn't really want to take him, and I was like, I don't want him to go. No, he just like stood there like on protest because I think it's just a glitch, but he just stood there on protest. So I'm trying to like plead with him, and it just wouldn't work.
Press P to plead.
So I'm trying to plead with him. He's like, no one shall plead with death until the soul has been taken. I was like, okay. So that proper freaked me out. So like, the kids just stood there crying. The mum stood there crying. Honest, it was so bad, and I like shed a little tear because I've been working with these Sims for so long, and then like they were only young Sims as well. They were young adults. They were, and they got killed. I was just like, once that happened, we actually went. The worst bit is, I actually sent them out there because it was one of the kids' birthdays. I thought, they'll have a great time in the jungle. So that's what I've had to deal with the life of Sims.
You're going to have to buy the next expansion, The Sims Go to Counselling.
I know, that's the only one I've not got, I think.
Traumatic experience.
Yeah. And the worst thing was, the Fame expansion pack came out on Tuesday. So I already had it pre-downloaded, and...
Well, you're just on it, aren't you?
And he was just, oh no, I'm into Sims like tomorrow. And he was like nominated for like BAFTAs and all sorts. And he just died. Oh no. So now I've got a random ghost now living in the house with me.
Can he still get the award?
I don't know.
He should do to honour his life.
Yeah,
as
I know.
An explorer.
I know.
Actor, I guess.
I know. So, if you're interacting, don't go into the jungle.
Especially for kids' birthdays.
I know.
Wow, I don't know if I can top that, Jodie. That's kind of it, isn't it? I've been playing a lot of different things. I don't think I... No, last week we talked a little bit about Kingdom Hearts 3.
We did.
With effort and perseverance, I did get into that game. And I'm having a great time with it. But the problem is other things have come up now, which is now making me question what's going to happen with it now. Because last night, Jodie, last night for us, it was Thursday for you guys. The Nintendo Direct dropped. And some rather special games, which we're going to talk about in a little bit later. Some rather special stuff was available to download immediately after the show.
Yes.
So I ended up getting a bit excited, downloaded them, and I played it for a little bit too long last night. That's why I'm extremely tired, because I tried to stop myself, but I couldn't. And but now I'm like, all I want to do is play this stuff now. So what happens to Kingdom Hearts 3? That's the problem. That's
Mate, you can't do it.
This is what I do.
Your resolution was to make sure
I know, but I've already
games.
completed my game for this week because, Jodie, another game that I've also been playing is Child of Light. I've been talking about it quite a lot this month. I finished it this week. What a phenomenal game. Start to finish. What a gem. I'd say everyone should play that game. You would hate it because we now know you don't like RPGs. Even though Kingdom Hearts is a little bit different. It's an action RPG. But, that game. Phenomenal. I'm so glad I finished on the Switch. So I finished that on the Switch. So I've done my game for the month. I've finished the game for the month, so I don't need to do Kingdom Hearts 3.
Finish it, Tim. I want to see what happens.
I started playing the very start of Valiant Hearts as well, which is it's in the bundle pack and the cartridge with Child of Light. So that happened, and then the stuff dropped last night for us, and I just couldn't stop. I've just been having the best time of my life. But I don't want to give too much away in case you haven't seen it, because I'm going to talk about it in the news. But I believe that is everything. So I've just been quite varied this week.
It's good.
I don't know if that's a good thing or not, because I was really into Kingdom Hearts 3. I couldn't stop, and now I've stopped. But with more on Kingdom Hearts 3 and reviews of the week, so stick around for that. So I guess that's all of it.
It is.
So it's time to go into this week's News of the Week.
It's time for some news, yeah. It's time for some news.
Welcome back to the news. It is time for the news. Jodie, I have got five news stories. I've got 5 news stories for you, Jodie. You excited? Jodie, I'm going to give you an option this week. Do you want to hear about something from Sony?
Okay.
Do you want to hear about something from Activision? Or do you want to hear about something from Nintendo? What do you want to go with first?
Let's just start with the bad and start with Activision.
Oh, so you're automatically assuming it's bad.
Yeah,
Look
no,
at
it's when
that.
Activision comes in.
So, actually, Jodie, that isn't true. We've got a great little news story.
I apologise to
from
Activision.
Activision. So, the numbers are in on Crash Bandicoot and Spyro.
Go on.
I don't know what the numbers are for Spyro. I just know it sold well. But Crash Bandicoot has sold over 10 million copies.
Wow.
Well done, good sir. And I feel like all of them are from the UK because it's literally always in the top 10 in the UK still, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So it's good to know. And we were surprised in the Nintendo Direct that Spyro wasn't announced to come out with Switch.
I know.
So it's looking like it's going to be later on in the year, but it's got to come. I mean, it literally went up on the Nintendo official store and then disappeared like a few hours later. So it's got to be coming at some point. But it's good to know that did well. But Jodie, that was a bit of a red herring because there is, of course, a terrible news story that also came from Activision. So it was not that. It was a diversion.
Naughty Tim.
So Activision continue to be scumbags. So they are in I don't know if they. I thought that they were the two companies merged in terms of Activision and Blizzard. I believe that Activision actually own Blizzard now. I have been corrected in my thinking. And Activision, right, has laid off over 1,000 people in one go. No. Shouldn't be laughing. That's bad times.
That's devastating.
It's insane that, and apparently this is this like continued trend that's been going on with them. So like Blizzard is like, I think has got a pretty good reputation with fans. Like they're known for giving fans what they want, and just being generally quite liked. And like Activision's just slowly been chipping away at that reputation. Like they're like, no, you need to be scumbags like us. So they've obviously been pushing a lot of mobile games and taking things out and not doing what people want. But it seems like the majority of the staff that have been laid off are from Blizzard, which just doesn't help the situation. Now,
so rude.
One thing I want to clear up though, a lot of people have been saying that most, if not all, of these layoffs have been in non-game development related teams, so like marketing or public. I think a lot of it was to do with publishing outside games, and they're like, oh, so it's not too bad. But I'm like, no. Let's put it in perspective, 1,000 people just lost their jobs.
Yeah,
whether it's game
definitely.
development related or not. Like, sure, there's a few. Our Call of Duty is protected every year. We don't want that to go anywhere, do we? And like 1,000 people just lost their jobs because they want to save a bit of money. So that's a bit devastating. So Activision, they get 10 million sales in Crash and they celebrate by laying off 1,000 people. So that's not good. But it sounds, from my understanding, it's not as bad as it was when like Telltale just laid off the staff and just didn't give them any sort of packages, like usually like healthcare and stuff. Apparently a lot of the Activision lot are getting that, and sort of healthcare and stuff will continue.
I think there would have been riots if it didn't
happen. Gosh. Well, 1,000 of them would have been rioting, I guess. But they're apparently helping them get jobs and stuff. But I don't know the ins and outs of that. But 1,000 people. That's the most I've ever heard getting laid off in one go, which is kind of crazy. Next, so Jodie, we've got two lots of stuff left. Well, technically a little sneaky one at the end. But what do you want now? Sony or Nintendo?
Let's do Nintendo.
You want Nintendo? You want some good stuff. So Nintendo Direct happened last night.
It did.
It was. How was it, Jodie, for you?
It's okay.
Jodie's words were, it was boring. It was rubbish.
It was.
It had patches of greatness. Patches of whatnot.
Yeah.
The problem is for me, right, with Nintendo Direct is because they tell you how long it is. So we knew it was going to be around 35 minutes. So the whole time I'm just watching this kind of imaginary counter going down, and I'm like, there's only 15 minutes left, surely they're going to do like the stuff I want, it's going to come, and then it's like the time gets less and less and less, so I'm not fully enjoying it all because I'm just thinking it's nearly over. So it scares me,
and I'm sat there going, is it over yet?
But there was like an insane amount of stuff announced. That there was nearly 30 games announced, which is crazy. They've absolutely packed the summer. The summer's like insane. Yeah. End of the year looks like it's got some really good stuff. It's just like the immediate future. There's not a lot between like now and like start of June. You know what I mean? So we've kind of got March, April, and May where it's kind of like we got Yoshi and that's it, which is okay. But we're gonna do we've got a whole video we're gonna do on like, it'll be up already by the time you're watching this, but we've got a whole video we've gone through every single announcement and talked about how much Jodie hated everything and how much I loved most of it too. So that's what we're gonna be doing. But I had a great time last night. But the big announcement for me, Jodie. So I was relatively calm. You know how I get on these things. Yeah. I was just sat there pretty chill watching it. I was like, Mario Maker 2 got announced. We're going to need to talk about your opinion on that in another video, because flipping heck, like some issues there. I was like, oh, that's cool. I'm like excited for it, but I wasn't like, I was sort of expecting it, but not. So I was like, whatever. Final Fantasy comes up, Jodie.
Oh,
and
no.
The prediction from everybody was that Final Fantasy 7 was going to get dropped that night. And I was kind of like, Final Fantasy 7's not my favourite. In slang terms, it's not my bae. It's not my bae, Jodie. It's not my bae. Okay. Final Fantasy 9 is my bae. That's my baby. So I was just like, I thought Final Fantasy 7 would just get dropped. That's most people's favourite. And then Final Fantasy 9 will come in like March or later. So then the Final Fantasy 7 comes up and they go, it's coming March 22nd, I think. And it was like, oh, that's a bit strange. I thought they would have dropped something. And then they go through like 3 Final Fantasy games. Gets to Final Fantasy 9 and it goes, available after this presentation. And I literally, I was literally in bed because I was just like, just chilling there. I had my laptop here. I was just getting on with stuff. And I just went, oh my gosh! And I couldn't actually I was trying to stand up. I had so much stuff on top of me, and I had my dog here, and I was just like, oh my gosh, there's like stuff flying everywhere.
Poor dog.
I stood halfway up, and then I sat down, like nearly having a heart attack. But I was just like, oh, this is the best. Like, this is the best thing ever. So I got to play my favorite Final Fantasy game. At the end of that, I actually had to wait 15 minutes after the
I actually just skipped over that entire bit. Because I watched it a little bit later.
Oh.
I literally saw it come up and I was like, nope.
I don't even know what to do anymore.
But anyway, we'll talk
so
about
I ended
that
up
later.
playing that. I was like, I need to have a little go on it just to, enjoy it on, see what it's like in handheld modes. I played it for a bit too long, and that's why I'm very tired. But I had a great time.
I have no sympathy for it.
I just want to talk about the whole direct now, but I'm gonna hold myself back because I don't want this to go on too long.
Sony.
The other bit. Sony's been up to no good. They've been naughty, been doing those dastardly deeds. So you've heard a little bit about crossplay. You know all about crossplay, don't you?
Oh yeah.
Playing with your mates, no matter what console you're on PC, Nintendo Switch, Xbox, doesn't matter. Everyone's playing together. Not PlayStation, Jodie. We know that they've had a massive issue with this forever. But they have done it in certain games such as Fortnite, which we all know about.
I actually played Fortnite with my cousin who was on an Xbox the other night.
Did you?
I did.
Well, there you go.
So there you go.
So, I think somebody said like, oh, why can't you just make every game crossplay? Sean Layden, who's like the main dude when it comes to Sony US, and he was kind of like, oh, we're up for anybody doing it. Like, basically, if any developer wants it, just send us a message, basically, and we'll sort it out. Like, we've learnt loads with Fortnite. We're up for it now. So anybody who wants to do it, let's go. So everyone was like, oh, cool. And everyone was dead happy. And everyone was like, oh, they've learned. It's great. And then the developer of Wargroove, which is this sort of strategy game that came out, is insanely popular at the moment. It's like number 1 on Switch and everything. It's on like everything. And the developer was like, hang on a second. I think Sean Layden's doing a little porcupine here. So they actually sent out, I think it was a tweet, and they were like, what are you talking about? While we were developing this game, just before we released it, we were like, you up for some crossplay? And they were like, no.
Typical Sony.
And they were like, we were in messages with you, like, kept going like, well, can we work on this, that, and the other? And they just went, no. So they're all like, what is Sean Layden talking about? That they're all up for it, and they're literally just going, "Nah, mate." No.
Why lie about something like that?
I don't know. Well, the theory is
you
that
just
it's...
end up in our news segment and you look bad.
The theory is that it's like what it's like with Nintendo. So, like, Nintendo of Europe and America, like, when it comes to, like, voice chat, whatever, they clearly just, like, they just want us to be able to do voice chat from the Switch, no problem. But it's Nintendo Japan that are kind of, like, stuck in the past and won't allow it to happen. So the theory is that what's happened here is that Sean Layden in America is very much just like, let's do it. But then Sony in Japan are like, no, we don't want to do that. So it's basically this miscommunication between each region's thing. It's just crazy. But it's just, I just thought it was hilarious. They were like, yeah, we're doing it, well, let's do it. And then they were like, no, they actually said we couldn't. So there you go. And then the final little story, which I just heard about just before we started, which I find crazy. So have you heard of a little game called Ark? Survival Evolved.
Like, this is doing my head in. Because everyone's playing it and they're like, Jodie, play it. I'm like, no.
I tried it. I thought it was poo. I just thought it was boring. I don't want to go around punching trees to get wood. That's the majority of the start of the game, and I was like, no, and I just didn't even understand what was going on. I thought, I'm not going to put
I was exactly the same.
So this game got released on Nintendo Switch not too long ago, but it is the worst port of a game ever, and it literally, the resolution goes down to some insane, like, apparently the resolution goes lower, according to Digital Foundry. It goes down lower than the N64's resolution. It's bad. It's like 144p or something. It's insane. It apparently runs like awful. It's just like literally the worst running game on the Switch. So obviously a lot of people who bought it are like, oh, it'll be all good. They'll fix it with patches. It'll be all sorted. So apparently that's not the case. And Wildcard, who basically make the game, they didn't do the port. This other company did the port, and this company who's doing the port, right, they didn't want the game to be released at the time because they were like, it's not ready, and clearly it wasn't ready. But they were just like, nah, put it out. We want the money, basically. So basically, they actually had like internal like discussions of like, we don't want to put it out. Don't make us put it out. And they were like, nah, we're putting it out. And then basically now, right, what this port company has basically said is they want to port the game, but the original company won't talk to them. So they're just like, can you just fund us to do the fixes and make it look right? And they're just not responding at all. So no responses. And they're just like, apparently they're now seeking to get funding from somewhere else so that they can fix the game, even though it's not actually.
Why? Why didn't you just wait?
Because it was clearly a cash grab. But I am baffled that a company has employed another company to do a port of their game, and now the port company is having to find funding to fix the game.
Messed up, that.
That is very messed up. So people are like fuming about it and they just can't believe it. But you know what though? I want to see this game just because I'm curious. Never heard anything like it. That is a new situation. So with that being said, Jodie, I think we need to look into what other games you could be playing this week.
I know.
With what is out this week.
Definitely I've been Ark.
Can someone tell me what's out this week? Hey-oh.
Welcome back. It's time for what is out this week. As always, I'm going to give you the most noteworthy games coming out this week that you can spend your money on. And if you have to buy a game, Jodie will tell you which one you should buy in our pick of the week. So, Jodie, I have only got 2 games because literally all the games just came out last week for some reason. Well, actually today, the 15th. Tomorrow, sorry. Today is the 14th because it's Valentine's Day. The day after Valentine's Day, apparently everybody buys games because they're just bringing out all the games the day after Valentine's Day. But these games, Jodie, these games coming out this week, and there's not a lot of them, there's only 2. So, Jodie, you've got a choice between Anthem, that comes out on the 22nd.
Okay.
You excited about that?
I played a little bit of the demo, so...
Yes, it is next week.
It's okay.
I played the demo. I thought it was pants. What did you think?
I thought it was alright. I thought it couldn't be any worse than some games that are being played at the moment, so I was like, yeah, whatever. I wasn't into it, but...
Like, you know what my experience was? This is my experience of Anthem, right? I got in. I'm just walking around someplace I don't know. It just doesn't really explain anything, and you just kind of... It's I feel like it's very generic, the town, as well. I just didn't feel like there's anything special about it. I was like, whatever. I just want to get this gameplay. Pretend I'm Iron Man, flying through the sky. Have a great time. Got the mission. Got to my... I don't know what you call them.
Destination. I don't know.
Got to my destination. I got in my suit thing. I don't know what it's called. I don't even care.
Your
what it's
armor?
called. Yeah. I got in it and I was like, I'm up for this. I just wanted to play it on my own, Jodie. I didn't want to get put in with a bunch of morons. I literally just wanted to play it on my own. I just wanted to be able to fly around and see what it was, get a feel for controls and stuff. It just didn't seem to want to let me do that. So then it just matched me with a bunch of people that I didn't even ask it to, but it just did it anyway. And then you know what happened, Jodie? I jumped into the mission and it went mission complete.
No!
And the guys are just running around and I was like, what? So I literally dropped in. It just saw people running around. It went mission complete. And then as I went to move forward, it just went black and then took me back out and it went done. So then I had to run back to the guy and it wouldn't let me redo the mission because the mission was complete. It was just like totally ridiculous. And obviously, for some reason, like, I think when it came up with the controls, I think I pressed X2 fast or something because I was just trying to get through the stuff. So I couldn't figure out how to get the controls back. I couldn't be bothered. So then I was like, let's just get in the next mission. I'll be able to get on my own, be fine. I got into the next mission and half of the players are already halfway through the mission, but it's dropped me right at the start of the mission. And I'm like, how do I fly? How do I do anything? And I just went, done. And then I just went off it. And that was my experience of Anthem. And I was like, I
don't even think I got that far.
I was just like, I am not spending 2 hours basically trying to get into a mission where it's not part way through or if they've already finished it.
I think, from my experience, I just landed, looked around, and went, nice, bye. That's literally what happened. I didn't even try anything.
So I was literally right. I was like, I'm gonna get this game. and I'm just gonna play it for a bit. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it that much. I don't trust EA in any shape or form right now. I thought I'll just do it for some videos and be fine. I'm not doing it anymore. I don't even care. I don't even care if it got us 1 million views. I'm not doing it. I refuse. I'm literally going to leave it. I'm going to see what the reviews come out. They're probably going to be very average, I think. I don't think it's going to be amazing. And then I'll go, cool. I'm still not going to buy it. I'm going to wait for Division 2 to come out next month.
Oh, yeah. I got that on pre-order, that one.
So, yeah. My impression of Anthem is not good. It is not good. So that's Anthem. And then next we have got Dirt Rally 2.0. So I'm a bit confused about this. So it's probably one of the best rally games out there. Very nice looking. Good stuff. I'm confused because I thought there was loads of Dirt Rallies. So I don't know why it's called Dirt Rally 2. So I'm confused on that point. But I don't know if it's because it's 2.0. If that's different. But Dirt's usually a pretty good little racer. So, Jodie, what a choice you've got this week. Jodie, are we going to go for Anthem or are we going to go for Dirt Rally?
It's so hard to pick between the two. We're going to go for Dirt Rally.
We're going to go for Dirt Rally. Anthem has officially hit rock bottom in our opinions. So, our pick of the week is Dirt Rally 2, and we don't even really know exactly what it is. I know it's a rally game. I have played Dirt games in the past, very good. I just don't know why it's 2.0. But you know what? It doesn't matter because it's still bad. Moving on, it is time for reviews of the week.
Oh, it's time to get funky. The reviews of the week.
Welcome back. It is time for reviews of the week. And Jodie, there is only one game that we need to review this week because you officially gave up last week and I have officially gotten into the game this week. Yep. We are going to be looking at, of course, Kingdom Hearts 3. So Jodie, Kingdom Hearts 3. Talk us through your experiences.
So, turned up in this world, didn't know what was happening. There's some random checkered chess game going on. Didn't know what was happening there. Flashbacks from the past. Didn't have a clue what was going on. So I thought, you know what? Forget the storyline because I'm a storyline person. Forget the storyline. We're just going to enjoy it.
You're a storyline person, and you were like, forget the storyline.
Yeah, because it's too complicated.
You're right. Okay.
So I was like, forget that bit. We're just going to play the game as if it's a new game. But then it kept having the cuts and all that. I mean, graphically, it looked boss. Like, I'm not even lying. Like, it looked like superb. But I think I got to the second world with the rat in it.
Toy Story, didn't you?
No, that was afterwards. So I got to the second world.
You got to Twilight Town.
Yeah, with the rat. And I thought, alright, I don't know what's coming on. Don't know what's going on here. I don't really care. They're talking about a computer and all this. I'm just like, whatever. Like, it doesn't matter. And then I thought, I'm just going to push through because I know, like, something good's coming on the next world. So I ended up in Toy Story World. I was like, this is sick. Yeah. Right, boss.
Starf and Andy's
There's little Buzz. There's Woody. I was like, get some pictures with them. So that's what we did. A bit of selfieing going on. And then they went to the toy store and it all went downhill. Because I literally got in those machines and for about half an hour I'm like trying to shoot them all down. And then we get up to like the next couple of levels. I completely missed the machines. I must have been there for about 2 hours trying to kill a machine in front of me without a machine, and I was like, oh my goodness. Jodie. So that started putting me off, and then I had to then start walking through vents that I was like, why are the Heartless in vents? Like, why go there? Why not just let me go through and just be peaceful? But there was that much, like, it's not a bad thing, it's just like me, it's like there's that much going on. I was just like, I can't deal with this. I got out of the vents and I stood over the top of the toy store. I just went...
On the baby's bit.
Yeah, and I just went, I'm done. I didn't even move from that spot. I just went, I'm not even trying, I'm done. So that was my experience. But graphically it looked good.
Okay.
So,
good
can't complain.
What do you think about the combat system, the fighting?
Yeah, it was alright. I mean, that key thing, I didn't have a clue what was going on. I mean, it says set up to shortcuts to get to your fire in your water.
When you told me about that, right, I was like, oh yeah, I did say something about shortcuts, and then I worked out in about 2 seconds.
Yeah, well, I didn't work it out, and as I tried to change it to go on to the other one, I always died. So I never used the key.
You never used the key?
No.
The shortcuts is just so that you can, like, make it easy to get to magic moves.
I know, but I tried.
It's got nothing to do with your key.
No, the water and fire bit. I tried it and it didn't work. Like, you can shoot water and fire from the key.
All you have to do once you set the shortcut is you hold L1. And then the list comes up and then you just press the match.
Well, I tried that.
No, I was expecting it to be really difficult. Like, because it just didn't really explain it very well. And then I just held L1 and I was like, oh, they're there.
I tried that, and then I tried pressing triangle or square.
It's okay.
And
Don't
it just
worry about
didn't
it. I
work.
literally never use magic anyway.
So that's partly didn't help. I didn't.
I didn't see it.
After I realised.
Apart from for
couldn't do it.
healing. Because you get cure later.
I
so that was
didn't
it.
know about
So you
that.
can get yourself back to full health. But anyway,
What's your
so
experience, Tim?
my experience at the start was not positive. It had the same issues that I had. Like I've said, on paper, I should love Kingdom Hearts. Should be totally my thing. But there's just, I think it's like the tedious start just puts me off every time. I never get past the tedious start. It just goes on forever, the opening, and there's just cutscene after cutscene after cutscene. Because it's obviously just trying to just splurge out so much information at you because it's a shoot. I mean, I feel like this game's assuming you've played every single other Kingdom Hearts game, but then it's also trying to remind you of what's happened. So it's just like information all the time. So if you've not played them all, it's just like you just sat there like exactly like you don't fully know what's going on. I had the advantage that I watched a load of a load of videos on YouTube that went through the story. I still didn't fully understand it all, but you just sat there like going, "Oh, I just want to play the game." So I'd say for like the first 5 hours, maybe you got to get through Olympus and then you get to Twilight Town. Once you get through Twilight Town, it calms down a bit, and I feel like it hits a rhythm. So you're doing like a decent amount of gameplay. Then there's a cutscene, and there's another bit of decent gameplay. Then there's another. So it's not just cutscene after cutscene constantly, which the start was. So once I got through that first bit, I absolutely loved the Toy Story world. The Toy Store I thought was boss.
I thought it was
so
cool
good.
when you went through the machine to get to the level.
So I actually really enjoyed it. It went on a little bit longer than I thought. But like Jodie, you missed out on some crazy stuff because like just after the bit that you stopped at, you get to go into they've got like a video game store there, and you go in there and you end up getting put into the TV and you're playing in this actual it gets crazy. But that's the thing that I've got to say I love the most about Kingdom Hearts, or Kingdom Hearts 3 specifically, because I haven't played all the other ones. It's just you never know what's going to happen, and it's just like it just mixes up the gameplay and just does random mini games and all sorts, just all over the place. So it's just like you're never just doing the same thing over and over and over again, which I thought it was going to get like. But then when I got to the Tangled world, I felt like that was the best paced bit. So it was like, in terms of where the story was going. Apparently, though, I was watching a thing on IGN, and they were saying that it takes 4 hours to get through the Tangled world, and 45 minutes of that was cutscenes. But I felt okay about it though, because the pacing was right. It wasn't like because at the start you walk forwards and there's a cutscene, and then the cutscene ends, and then you walk forwards again, and then it starts another one. So it's just like never-ending roll of cutscenes. I think the combat system is just so fun because again, like the attraction attacks are just the best. Absolutely love them. It's just so flashy and crazy. But the Tangled world essentially just took you through the entire movie, which I didn't expect. Then I got to the Monsters Inc. world, and I was so excited. I was like, I want to walk around Monstropolis. I want to see the city and all. The whole of that world took place in the factory, and I thought it was quite boring. It was okay, but it was just a bit disappointing. So I just got to Arndale now, which I know isn't massively into the game. And I'm hoping I get to see. I want to explore the world. That's all I want to do. But I've got a feeling I'm not going to get to see the town. I think I'm just going to be in the mountain, in the trees. I'm chasing Elsa at the moment because she's just ran away. I saw her running across the lake. So I'm assuming it's just going to basically go through the movie like it did with Tangled. But yeah, there's just something special. That's why I think I love the Toy Story one. Because you were in Andy's room, Jodie. I was in Andy's room running around, having a great time.
Did you go on? Did you roll on the ball? The other famous star ball?
Yeah. So I just thought there's so many cool things like that.
Yeah, that was cool.
They must have had some significant help from Disney though, because like even Monsters Inc. and stuff, like I can't believe how 1-to-1 the visuals were with like the movies. It was insane. Even the voice acting, I'm like, surely they didn't get like Tom Hanks to come in and do Woody, but it sounded exactly. It was weird. So I just loved it, and like when you go into the toy store in the Toy Story world and you get inside the mechs, and it felt like I was playing Titanfall. It was crazy. So I absolutely just started loving the game. There's just so much in it. There's like you can collect retro games that you play on your gummy phone, all these like old style games, and there's just like tons of them to collect. There's like loads of collectibles. There's like little Mickey faces that you gotta take pictures of. There's collectibles of that. So that's the start. That's the sort of thing where I have to get every single one. There's just an insane amount of stuff to do, and I absolutely love it. So in terms of like a score, I would from where I'm at the moment, I'd give it a comfortable like 8 out of 10. From how I spoke about it just then, it makes it sound like it would be like 10 out of 10. The cutscenes need sorting. There's just too many, and it's too often. That's the problem. And as even like with like Xenoblade Chronicles, which I said it took about 15 hours to get into. A game should never take that long to get into, and it's the same with this. Like essentially, the fact that they put so much in at the start essentially turns you off from playing the game completely. And it's only because I pushed through it that I enjoyed it. So they need to sort that start out, basically. But yeah, I think it's a very good game. It just needs to chill out a little bit, basically. In terms of morality score, it's difficult really because it's just weird. The whole thing's just weird, isn't it? So I don't know. Like there's nothing dodgy. I wouldn't say there was anything particularly dodgy.
No, I don't.
There's just a lot of metaphors that's very difficult to work out if it is a metaphor or if it's not. And you're kind of like, what is going on? So that didn't explain it to anybody. I wouldn't say it was particularly violent.
No.
Because you basically got a giant key and you're whacking weird little monsters that don't look scary. You're just bonking them on the head, basically. Job done, innit?
And they go away, so.
And then you ride some Disney rides, and that's how you attack them, like the park.
They're like the best bit.
They are. So good. So in terms of morality score, I'm going to go ahead and give it a 9. I feel good about that. Do you feel good about that, Jodie?
I think that's good. Good score.
And then, of course, there's the gummy ship, too. You get to fly through space.
Yeah.
And the famous quote from Jodie was, "Why am I flying through space?" That's just like, and I was like, you know what, Jodie, I can't answer that question. But it's a good time.
I'm just like, why can't I just go to the next world?
Oh.
Because I got to do all this stupid stuff in between.
But you can build your own ship as well.
That's probably where it started me off, where I don't like the game. That's probably
I enjoy. I couldn't believe I was like flying through space, and you get to build your own ship.
Maybe that was
blocks.
like
That was cool.
Maybe that was like the Star Wars interaction of it, because Star Wars now work with Disney, don't they? So.
Yeah, I don't think there was any Star Wars references in there.
No, but I'm just saying, like, they had to put it in somewhere for those die-hard Star Wars fans.
I thought it was good times anyway. I'm scared now because Final Fantasy 9's on Switch. I'm scared I'm not going to play it now because I feel like I'm just going to play that game. That's going to get left alone, and then like we get into next month, and then I'm not actually that fussed about the Division 2, but I am going to play it.
What did you just say?
You heard what I said.
That's disgusting.
It looks very much the same as the other one. That's the only thing I'm worried about. But I'm going to partly do it for you, Jodie, because I know you love it. But I think it'd be a good one to do a few vids on. A few good old vids.
I think we'll enjoy that.
So now we got that weirdness out the way, it's time to move into topic of the week.
You're not going to talk.
I'm not going to talk.
Topic of the week.
Now, if I have £100, if I borrowed £100 off my mum and dad.
Oh no, Tim, we can't do this.
So if I borrowed £50 off my dad and £50 off my mum, right?
I saw this on Facebook. Go
on.
on.
If take £50 off my mum, £50 off my dad, right? So I've got £100, right?
Right.
So let's say I buy a bag for £97.
Right.
Right, and then I go, you know what? I'm gonna give my mum. I'm gonna give my mum back £1 and give my dad back £1, right? So now, I now have £49 for my mum and £49 for my dad, right?
Right.
Because I've given him £1 back each.
Yeah.
So out of that £3 that I had left over, I've got £1 left over.
Right.
But if you add 49 to 49, you get 98.
Yeah.
And then if I had my £1 that I still had left over before I gave my mum and dad back £1, I've got £99. Jodie, where did the other £1 go? Where did the other £1 go? You know what, Jodie? I thought you put this up on Facebook, and it's been ruining my life for the last 2 months or something. I don't know who put it up, but it annoys me. And I told so many people. And nobody knows what the answer is. It makes no sense. Pounds don't just disappear, Jodie.
Well, they clearly do. The thing is, if you look in the comments, Gemma actually...
She didn't.
tells
She
you.
answered it. What was the answer?
Oh, I don't know. It was so long ago.
You're going to have to tune in next week for the answer. But I need to know. It was one of those things, right, where you read it and you just think, bunch of idiots, it's so obvious. And then you think about it and you go, hold on a minute. Where does the pound go?
That's literally what I thought about.
So
if that's the only thing that's been
that's the
keeping you up at
challenge.
night.
That's the challenge. So just to put it back out there again, just in case it wasn't clear. Right. My mum and my dad have been very nice. They lent me 50 quid each, right? So now I've got £100. I buy a bag for £97. So I've got £3 left over. Now I'm thinking I don't want to have this hanging over my head, this 50 quid for each of them for the rest of my life. So I'm going to give my mum back £1. I'm going to give my dad back £1. So I've got £1 left over, right? We're all understand I've got £1 left over. So, but now I owe my mum £49 and I owe my dad £49. Yes, agreed. Because they're giving them £1 each.
It's the way that it's been said.
So
this is what I can remember.
So Jodie,
it's a way in which it's been said.
If we add, I've got to give my mum back 49. I've got to give my dad back 49. You understand what I'm saying? So that means that's £98.
But then they also give him an extra 50p because he feels that bad about it.
So that's four. Now you add those two amounts together, you get £98. I've got £1 left over. Who robbed my quid? Where did my pound go? You know what? Like, after a while I thought, you know what, I'm literally going to have to go to the bank, take out £100 in pound coins, and I'm going to do it on the floor. I'm going to see where does the pound mysteriously disappear to.
So next week, we're going to have £100 in pounds sat on the desk, and we're going to test this theory out.
So there you go. If you can work it out before next week, you won't win anything, but what you will win is your sanity back.
And a satisfaction that you know where that extra pound went.
Oh, gosh. So, topic of the week. Well, we've done it now.
Yeah.
There is no other further need for a topic, but I'm going to throw out a bonus topic because it's only right.
Go on.
My question to you, Jodie.
Please don't be about that.
My question to you, which I'm prolonging until I tell you because I can't remember it. Because it's gone out my head now. Because all I can think about is that £1 coin that's gone missing. My question to you, Jodie, is stuff.
Oh, you can tell he's tired.
It's gone out my head. I had it, and then the pound coin just ruined it. What was it?
I don't know.
I can't remember. It's gone.
But I think we should finish the show there.
No, Jodie.
Because you're very tired.
No. What was it? It was something to do with... I was going to say... Right, you know what, right? I'm convinced in my head it had something to do with money. It had something to do with paying into something. But now I'm just thinking, is my memory tainted by that question? Is that what's happened?
It will be. You'll forever go to the shops and be like, I'm going to hand over this, but I'm not going to get that pound back. That's gone missing.
What was it, Jodie?
I don't know.
I've got a new one. It's come in my head now.
Okay.
Topic of the week.
Hey, so my question to you, Jodie,
Yes, Timothy.
is should we buy games from companies that we think are unethical?
No.
Let me finish.
Oh, okay.
So to give an example, if we're really angry that Activision have been scumbags and just laid off 1,000 people, or the fact that EA basically wants to screw over anybody who's got a pound coin, maybe they robbed the pound. I've got a theory
think they did.
that they robbed it and replaced it with a loot box that had nothing in it. it was just empty. So Jodie, should we still? So even like Anthem, let's say somebody absolutely hates EA, but then they look at Anthem and they're like, Anthem looks like a boss game. Should we still buy the games from that company?
Depends if there's another company involved.
Okay.
If it's just EA on their own, then no, because we should boycott them.
Okay.
That's what should happen, and then that'll send a message to them.
Send a message to those scumbags. Send a message.
I mean, my friend who lives in Middlesbrough, she actually said when I was up there once, I went, "Oh, why does no one go to the KFC like down the road?" And she went, "Oh, we all boycott it." And I went, "Why?"
That must have been a bad issue to boycott KFC.
And
word.
She went, I went, "Why?" That was the worst thing. She went, "Because a lady that was pregnant wanted to use the toilet, but they said no because she wasn't buying anything. So since then, no one's gone in because of that situation."
This might be controversial, Jodie, but how is nobody questioning why isn't the pregnant woman's gone into KFC? How's she not buying chicken?
I don't know.
That doesn't make any. If I was pregnant, right?
I think she'd just been to McDonald's.
Right. This might get me kicked off YouTube. This might make a lot of people hate me. But I want to know. Right. Surely, when you're pregnant, it gives you a license to eat whatever you want.
It's true.
Am I wrong there? I don't think I'm wrong.
No.
So if I'm pregnant, surely I go into KFC and I'm like, "Hey, I'm gonna eat as much KFC as I can, because I can."
Yeah.
I don't know if that should be cut from the video or not, but it's probably still in it. So anybody who's feeling offended right now, what I'd suggest is, no, I'm not going to say that because I'm going to say, I was getting worse.
Well, get kicked off YouTube. No, but I'm just saying, in general.
But I understand, yeah,
wrong,
that's a scumbag move on KFC.
Yeah, and this is a scumbag move on EA, so we should be boycotting it.
Okay.
So
what did you mean by if there's another company attached? So you're saying if it's just EA, it's just one of their...
I mean, yeah, because EA's clearly call themselves scumbags, and everyone's like joining in with this and knowing that they're scumbags, but yeah, we're still buying stuff from them. That's not teaching them the lesson that they're scumbags. Yeah. But the problem is when there's another company attached to them that's helped develop it, and they're going to get a set percentage of what comes off that game. And the thing is, then we've got to look and be like, well, it's not actually the other company's fault. It's just EA being scumbags saying you have to have this, this, and this in it. So then I feel a bit sorry for the other company because they're not going to get as much money out of it. But really, that other company should have gone to someone else who wasn't a scumbag as well. So that's my thought on that topic. So
I think part of what you said in there, like, I think a great example of where it gets really difficult is with Kojima when he did his last game with Konami, which was Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. Universally loved game, universally hated company, and it was like his last ever Metal Gear Solid. It's like got really good reviews everywhere, and it's like this really hard dilemma where you had a lot of people who were like, we don't want to give Konami any money, but we really want this game, and also we want to support him because of he's put all this effort into this game, and that should be shared. So it's a really hard one.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I'm thinking of like company like EA, for example, who have Respawn attached to them, who make things like Titanfall. Respawn seem to be this absolutely just beloved company, but I'm pretty sure they're fully owned by EA. So it's like, what do you do when they put out a game? Like, you want to punish EA, and that's the thing. At the same time, you don't want to punish like hundreds of employees because of a bad decision that the executives are making, basically.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's really hard because I don't think there's ever really a situation where just everybody at that company is scumbags. You know what I mean? It's usually just some morons making those decisions, and you gotta think, if you just don't buy the stuff, then all those people might get laid off.
Yeah.
So it's a really hard one, Jodie.
It is.
It's a hard one, but I think the decisions are easier if just the game itself is unethical, like Battlefront 2, for example, where they just put tons of loot boxes in, and that was basically how you won the game. No one's buying that. I don't care.
No one buys that.
And they didn't. Well, they did, but nowhere near as much as they should have done. So that is the most ambiguous answer we've ever had on on a topic of the week. So if you have an opinion on my view on KFC, let me know in the comments. I'm intrigued to know.
You might have not seen that bit because I might have cut it out by that point.
But leave us a comment. Tell us what you think about that, because I'm interested, because I don't know the answer. Always fun to have.
And your pound coin, of course.
Oh, and of course the pound coin. Where did it go?
Where did it go?
Did it?
We're going to hold that over our lives.
So we hope you enjoyed this show. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you absolutely hated it, of course, you give it a thumbs down. And if you want to see loads more videos just like this one that you've been dragged in, kicking and screaming to watch, but then came out the other side, laughing and crying with joy, hit that subscribe button.
Just down there. It's just down there.
And hit that bell button.
Ding ding.
You'll be notified of every new video coming out very soon. So thanks for joining us. We'll see you very soon. Bye.